So what we're going to do is going to go through radicals. Okay, so this question you're going to hear nothing because what I'm about to say is going to be offensive. So, no, I'm just kidding. You can stay. You can stay. So simplify radicals. A lot of you guys don't know how to simplify radicals. Here's how to simplify radicals. So let's say square root 48, right? How many of you guys know how to simplify square root 48? Right on top of your mind? Good, good, good. Okay, let's go with Bryce.
I think I do.
Okay, what is it? Huh? No. Anthony, all the way in the back.
12 times 4. Because 4 is consistent.
No.
Can I do it?
Lubin?
It would be the square root of, no, a times 6, and then you square root the a. No.
16 and 3.
Oh, okay. Sam?
Or 4 outside radical 3.
4 radical 3, so it's 4 radical 3, right? So then we can know how to simplify 4 radical 3, but how do we know that? So let's talk about what's a advanced way and what's a slow way, and what is the most efficient way for you, because I'm going to teach you all the ways, right? So you have to know all the numbers. So all the numbers, 1 squared equal to 1, 2 squared is equal to 4, and 3 squared is equal to 9, and the 4 squared is equal to 16. 5 squared is equal to 25. You guys know all of those. I'm still writing it down. 6 squared is 36. 7 squared is 49. And 8 squared is equal to 81.
64.
I embarrassed him across the whole world. But that's
But you
okay.
embarrassed yourself on YouTube.
That's okay.
81.
They're just
It's
gonna
gonna go
see.
viral now.
Okay, so 10 squared is equal to 100. Okay, so most of you guys need to know 11 squared is 121, 12 squared is 144, 13 squared is equal to 169, and 14 squared is equal to 196, 15 squared is equal to 225.
It's 27 squared.
I'm not done yet. 16 squared is equal to 256. Now, do you have to know 17? No. 18? No. 19? No. 20? Yes.
400.
So 20 squared is equal to 400. And 25 squared is 625. And you say that's all the square you need to know. And by knowing all those numbers, it's going to help you much easier. So now let's go to the second part. So let's go with 1 to the third power is 1. 2 to the third power is equal to 8. 3 to the third power is equal to 27. 4 to the third power is 64, and 5 to the third power is 125. Okay, so that is our cube. Now let's go to the next one. 1 to the fourth power is 1. 2 to the fourth power is equal to 16. 3 to the fourth power is equal to 81. 4 to the fourth power is 64, and 5 to the fourth power is 256, sorry. 625.
He
Okay.
messes up on the 64.
1 to the 5 power. I messed up something?
On the 64s, you typically mess up on.
All right. 1 to the fifth is 1 to the 1, and 2 to the fifth is equal to 32. That's pretty much all the number you need to know. And if you know all this number, it's going to be very helpful to break down to this. So we're going to teach you the easy way to simplify radicals. And you say, okay, how do I simplify square root 48? And you say, okay, easy way to understand the property of the radical. So what is the property? If they have the same index of A times same index of N, B, is equal to N to the AB. Okay, so same radical multiplied together. Long as they have the same index, which is same roots, the A's and B's can multiply together. And if you have same thing, N of A over N of B is equal to N of A over B. And you're going to be like, oh, that's something easy. In the past, we also learned this. A to the M over N is equal to N roots of A to the M. That's the definition of radicals. So those are the few things that you need to know. But this one is actually more extensive than that. So what I remember this one is this. Outside by outside, inside by inside, because you have 2 square root of 2 and 3 square root of 2. That's equal to 6 square root of 4. Okay, so you had to understand that. So this one I will say inside by inside, outside by outside. Okay, so now, then we're gonna go to here, we're gonna say, hey, this is a one way to do things, how to simplify square root of 48. He's like, what are you talking about? Is to understand what is two square root multiply each other. And you have to understand the number very clearly, because this is called radical. This common radical is this 2 outside. So you can do here, you can say, well, go out of 2's, and you can start from the top. 48 can divide it by which number? 48 can I divide by 100? No, so it's all the way to 49, right? You cannot divide by 49. You cannot divide by 36, because 36 is still too big for 48. How about 25? How about 16?
Yeah.
So can I change that to square root of 16 times square root of 3? But what is, so this one is changing to this one, right? So we are going backwards. And then that's equal to 4 square root of 3. Now that's a smart way to do things, which is I hope everybody do it this way. Now if you're not smart, that's okay. We have a trap way to doing something, which is that's gonna make this video viral, is we're gonna call it trap house method.
I love you.
Square root 48. So in back a long time ago when I teach Algebra 1 summer school, and the GPA, average GPA for that class is 1.2. And the classes kind of go wild all the time. So one day I had to get really upset, and I was like, I cannot say on video camera what I say, what I do that day, but it was something very severe, so they never mess with me again. But and then one day I asked them, so they always talk about a trap house. I was like, what is trap house? By the way, don't do drugs, kids. Don't do drugs. You don't do drugs because drugs are bad for you. But I asked them, says they will keep on talking about. They were talking about trap house. I'm like, what is a trap house? And the kids just basically told me. I remember that kid's name is Rakim Nunes. I says, hey, Rakim, can you tell me what trap house mean? He's like, he trying to not tell me everything. He's like, yeah, just a bunch of people doing drug, and it's in a house, was surrounded by cops. Okay, so I say, let's play with that. So we're gonna think about this as a trap house, and we're gonna do something called prime factorization. What I do is to prime factorization, I'm gonna divide this by 2. That's gonna be 24. I always start with smaller number. And then 2 is 12, and then 2 is 6, and then 2 is 3, right? So I always start with dividing by small number and gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So what I do is I do this prime factorization. So I told people this is a trap house, so those people are surrounded by cops outside. And how many cops to be exactly? There's 2 cops outside. Okay, so what happened is they need to make friends to get out of this trap house because they don't want to be surrounded. They want to get out. So they have to make some sacrifice. They have to make friends. So those 2 becomes friends, and they decide to get out. Those 2, it's going to become friend, it's going to get out. But one person is going to have no friends. Sorry, that Chinese guy didn't hear. Now he doesn't have any friends with anybody, so he kind of stuck inside, right? He's stuck inside. So it's equal to the 3, right? This has no friends. Now those 2 groups, one of the group is going to come outside, and one person can get shot.
Oh, it'd be like that.
It'd be like that.
And the other person is going to get shot as well. So don't do drugs. So 4 square root of 3, that's my simplification. That's an easy way to think about it. Now if you prefer to be this way, that's fine. That's a kind of low level mathematic orientation, first algebra 1 way to do it. Again, don't do drugs. So because you don't want to get shot.
Yo, Mr. Yi.
Okay, yes.
You know what you should do? You should make one of those animation YouTube videos with like the trap house method, and then there's people wearing like, my God, and then they make it
So,
shot.
I want you to simplify square root of 72. So can you tell me simplify square root of 72? Now, if you can do it quick way, you should be able to tell me the answer right away. There are some people like who cannot do it quick way, you can do it slow way. I don't really care, as long as you get the answer, I don't mind. I don't know, I drink too much coffee today.
I see that.
3 square root of 8.
You were
3 square root of 8.
And you got it.
No.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
6. Frank got shot.
3 times the square root of 8.
6 square root.
So you get 9 and 8,
Six
right?
rad.
It is 3 square root of 8. It is 3 square root of 8.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
9 times 8
That's
is
what I
72.
got.
And you square root 9 and it's 3.
Your brain is moving too
No.
fast.
No.
Isn't it?
Oh,
Six
okay.
square
Then
root
what
of
is
six.
it?
So let's try the slow way, right? 72. You're gonna go 72, go all the way here, right? Can you divide by 49? Can you divide by 36?
Yes.
Nine square root of 8 is not always simplified.
You're not
You're just not as smart as you think.
Get that
Sorry, I didn't embarrass you in front of the whole world. Okay, so 2 square root of 36, and then 2 is gonna be what? 18, and then 2, that's gonna be what? 9, and then it's 3 and 3, right? So this one is gonna come outside, and this one's gonna come outside. So that's equal to 2, because remember one person getting shot. 3, and then square root of 2, that's equal to 6 square root. And that's an easy way to do it. So what if I get more complicated? Yes, you can get more complicated. What if I do third roots? So third roots, okay, third roots of 48. So you say, hey, we're gonna use the same similar method, and you're gonna figure out, no, but him, don't embarrass yourself in front of the whole world, please don't. Because I'm gonna call your name out, I'm not gonna show the videotape to your dad.
Oh.
Wait, never mind, I don't think I got it.
So, then you say, hey, how do I do this? So how many friends you need to make this time? This is gonna get 3 cups outside, right? So you need to make 3 friends together, but you're only gonna have 1 survivor all the time. Because 2 other people are gonna get shot this time. Huh? Okay, you can guess, Bryce.
2 square root of 8. 2 square root of 8.
2 square root of what?
No. Yeah, it's 2 cubed root of 6.
Cube, 2 cube root of 6, perfect. It is correct, but we're gonna show you the slow way and the fast way. 48, right? So we're gonna go to 48, but we're gonna go to the cube. Cube is right here. It's not 64, it's not 27, right? It's probably 8. So it'll be cube root of 8, right? Times what? What 8 times what equal to 48? 6. So 6. So this one becomes 2. That's the root of 6. So that's my answer. Or can I do a slow way? Yes. 2, 24, 2 and 12, and then 2 and 6, and then this one's 2 and 3, but this one 2 and 3 is not enough to make a group of 2 friends. So this one is gonna be 1 group, and the other person is gonna come outside, so this 2 is gonna get shot to the root of 6. Okay, so that's how you learn math. Think about it quick. Okay, so ready for some harder one?
Did you scoop?
Did you get it now?
Smart people do it. I feel like
So how do I simplify something that's a little bit more difficult?
You just do it.
So we're gonna give you 2 questions to try, but we're gonna mix in x and y's now. So we're gonna go with 27x to the 4th, y to the 5, and to the square root. I wanna simplify this.
Oh.
Wait, is this what? It's square root or cube root?
Square root, do you see?
Oh, 3 rad.
Did I call your name?
I'm ready to embarrass myself again, Mr. Yates.
I want the people to think. I drink too much coffee this morning.
No, drink it.
Whose man is this?
Yes? No. No, you already messed up. Go David.
I did it.
3x squared y squared and the square root of 3y.
Perfect. That's a good answer. The reason why is there is 4 people, right? There's radical here, so you actually can form 2 perfect groups outside, which is x times x. Does that make sense? Because you have x times x times x times x, right? 2 groups, right? So you can have x. And the y, now I write it out for you, but usually you don't have to write it out, right? Those are gonna get shot, so x, y squared. But if somebody don't have friends, it's gonna be 27y. And then 27, then you say, how do I do 27? Well, 27 is equal to 3 times 3 times 3. So there's one group, so x, y square root of 3 and 3y.
It's X squared.
Huh?
X
That's x squared? My bad. Okay, now I'm embarrassed.
Why is
Y
X
It's
squared?
both of them.
Both
I'm
squared.
sorry.
What? Y squared. It's x squared, y squared, okay. My bad.
You're right.
So ready?
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
No.
Draw. It's gonna be like
You just look at it. Speaking of God.
Look at the ceiling to find a question.
So now we're gonna times 2 radical together. So phi square root square, that's gonna be 10 x to the 3rd, y to the 4th. So I want you to simplify this. Now you have to add an exponential rule from before. That's why we are, every day we are increasing level of difficulty. Every single day. We are keep on increasing level of difficulty. Every question we're gonna add stuff to it. All the stuff, pre-existing stuff we learned. So that's how we review stuff. This is times. I know you don't know the answer. I'm not gonna call you anymore. I need to call the people who don't know the answer. No, you know. Too easy for you.
Not too easy.
You want me to give you a hard one?
Just easy enough.
Remember this rule that we just erased, the product rule. Okay, let's go with somebody who. Let's go with Zachary.
Oh God. I knew you could do it.
No, I'm talking about a smarter one.
Oh, man, why you gotta do me like this?
Zachary.
To be continued.
No.
Oh, he's not the smarter one, so now you have a chance.
Oh, of course, of course.
Show you you're the dominant set.
Come on.
I don't have this, no. It's,
So can you multiply those two together? Let me ask you that.
Yes.
is it x y squared radical 50?
Okay, let's multiply those two together first. Because square root a times square root b is equal to what? Square root b times ab, but those are exponential rules. Well, what is exponential rules? So 5 times 10 is what? 50. And then x to the what? Fifth power. And y to the what? A power. So remember, this is 2, right? So now, how many group of y can come outside? 4. So it'll be y to the 4th power and x to the 2nd power, but this guy has no friend. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's Zachary there.
Man, I did it in the wrong order.
So now we're gonna simplify square root of 50. Square root of 50, you can go this way if you want. It's 25, right? That's a better choice. So it's equal to y to the 4th x to the square times square root of 50 is equal to square root of 25 times square root of 2 x. So this one's become 5, so it'll be 5x squared y to the 4 and square root of 2x.
You're right. Except for one part.
Except for the X and the
We can talk about shorter way, but right now we don't care right now. Sorry, no offense to you. I know the shorter way. I can do it with my eyes closed. Well, I don't do it because I need to explain to the rest of class.
Does it matter the order in terms of like, can you put 5y to the fourth and then x squared? Or
Doesn't matter 2 times 3 or 3 times 2.
Oh, that's right.
So, ready? Okay, so 40, let's go with
We learned this last year.
64, x to the 3, y to the 10, over 2, x to the 1, y to the negative 2. Those are quotient rule. Where's the parenthesis at? Not on the edge, actually,
No.
it's on the whole thing. So what do you do first? Simplification first. The quotient rule. Everything's connected together, right? It's not like, this is all the stuff you learned before, we just review, because a lot of stuff you need to know. Am I going too fast?
No.
We just review all the stuff we know. We still do quotient rule, we still do exponential rule, now we add a radical to it. And tomorrow we need to learn how to rationalize. So, how do I simplify inside? Third roots of what? 64 divided by 2?
Yes.
X to the 3, subtract 1, so x to the 3, subtract 1. Right at top minus bottom, stay on the top. Y to the 10 minus negative 2, well, that becomes 12.
Oh.
Third root of 32, x to the square, y to the 12. Yes?
Can I guess what the answer is?
Sure, what's the answer?
2xy to the 6 times the cube root of 4.
No. Doesn't x cancel out because it's a cube root?
It's a cube root.
It's a cube root. Do you have enough friends to get out of this?
No, so it can't.
There's 3 cups outside, there's only 2 people, they say, hey, I'm overwhelming, right? But as a y to the 12, yes, y to the 12, it can come outside, but it can form 4 groups, right? And then that's gonna be third root of 32 times x squared. Now, what is 32? Well, 32 is gonna cube, what is a cube?
8 times 4.
8, right here. So 8 times 4, so equal to y to the 4th, third root of 8, and then third root of what?
X.
4x squared.
4x squared. This one cannot come outside, this one's become 2, so that's gonna be 2y to the 4th, third root of 4x
Wait, wouldn't it be
squared.
cube root?
Mr. Gay, you could have just done 16 and 2.
Wait, what about the 8?
No, you can't.
You can't cube root 16. All cube roots. I thought it was
That's why it was cube.
My bad.
Wait, what about 8?
He did 8 cube roots.
8
Cube root
cube
of
root
8
is 2. 2 times 2 times 2. Am I going too fast?
No.
Kind of.
What do you not understand?
We're just adding all the stuff we learned in the past. And we just implement the radicals. Okay? Yeah.
How do you know what? Does the smaller number always get the x part?
The small number, I don't know what you mean by
The
small.
one that you can't cube root or square root gets the x.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, so now we're gonna go to how to add and subtract. So there's something called like term, right? So 2x plus 3x is equal to 5x. We know that. That's how I combine this. Now radical is the same way. So if you have 3 square root 2 plus 6 square root 2 plus 3 square root 3, what is my answer? 12?
Square root of 5.
What would it be called? It would be
9
72, right?
2 plus 3 squared.
Oh, wait.
What's 12?
So
Nine
what I
squared,
mean,
2 plus
what I mean by is it's a like term, but there are some things called like radical. Do they have the same inside material?
No.
Yeah,
Two.
it is.
too.
No.
The people zoning the same trap has to belong together, right?
Yes.
Don't do drugs. Right? You can have one person zoning this, one person zoning that, they're not gonna mix together. But they're gonna join venture, right? Those two says, we're gonna join venture, we're gonna say a square root 2. But this guy is zoning different kind of drug, but we're not gonna deal with that, which is gonna be like separate.
Why is it 8
Wouldn't it be
squared?
nine?
9?
Oh, 9, sorry, I can add.
Bro, you drink way too much coffee today.
Yeah. 9 square root 2 plus 3 square root 3. That's the answer.
Yeah.
Those two cannot add together because 3 and 2 are different.
Yeah, they got different types of drugs.
Yes, different type of drugs, and don't do drugs.
One is like cocaine.
How many times did I say don't
One's
do drugs?
heroin, one's cocaine.
Huh?
One's like cocaine and weed.
Yeah. Weed is actually legal in Colorado.
Legal in Florida for medicinal uses.
I think they were trying to legalize for medicines. But
Yeah,
not
they
for,
did.
not for like recreation.
Yeah.
But Colorado is recreation.
No, I think it's recreation. I think January 1st, since
This is not a weed life.
Nah. Yeah.
I'm gonna get so much trouble. That's why I asked Kushner to get out. I'm sorry.
I'm really
I
sure
remember math class.
Bro, I'm gonna hop on and be like, so weed is up, I'm like, whoa, alright.
So any question about this? We just combine our rules together now. We're gonna mix in, we're gonna learn how to add like radical, subtract like radical. You have to think about all those things. When you think about things that you have to be able to add, subtract, multiply, divide, you gotta be able to do stuff. So let's go with simple question. So it'll be 100 over 25. So which way is easier to do?
Simplify.
Simplify first, but some people decide to do this, right? Square root of 100 over square root of 25, right? And that's equal to what? 10 over 5, that's equal to 2. But you could have do square root of 4, that's equal to 2. And that answer just as fast. Okay, but it's actually faster, right? This way is faster than this way. So sometimes you really know, remember a long time ago we told you the car can drive forward and drive backward. So this rule A times square root of B is equal to square root of AB. Sometimes it's better to do this, sometimes it's better to do this. It really is really dependent on the questions. You cannot just only limit yourself into one. Tomorrow we're gonna go over rationalized radicals, even the i's, imaginary numbers. So there is no difference between I and the radical. Tomorrow we're gonna go to that, and that's all for today's lesson.
Please like, subscribe,
Wait,
make
Mr.
comment
A,
down
no,
below.
wait, don't end it.
Wait.
You gotta dab
Hello.
and end it.
Please like
Omar,
and
move, you're in the
subscribe.
way of
Omar,
his
move.
And
You're in
yeah.
the way of
Wanna
his
do a
dab.
little thing real quick?
Word.
Okay.
Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Wait, it lagged, it froze.
Nice.
It froze. It froze like in the middle of you going like this.
It was just too much man, you know?
Yo, Mr.
The video didn't have that
You
game.
talk about raisins fell on the floor.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, thank you. I think that's why growing hands everywhere.
It's a good day.
No, Mr. Yang. You see how the videos the Yang factor.
Yeah, why?
I'd rather go back to